Well, boys and girls, I'd like to tell you a story about when I was a little boy. Now, at the end of my kindergarten year, we moved to a town not too far from here called Fort Recovery. It was a small town, and it was the smallest town that I had ever lived in. And I was the oldest boy. There were five of us in our family at that time. My youngest brother had not quite yet been born. And so I was the oldest, and then there was my brother Richard, and then there was my sister Sharon. And Sharon was 4 years younger than I am, so she would have been probably 2 or 3 when this story happened. And so I don't know what I was doing downtown, but I do remember one day that I came back from downtown, and when I walked in the house, my daddy was mad at me. And he took me in the back bedroom and he got out the hairbrush and he paddled me. I said, "Daddy, why are you paddling me?" And I really didn't think I had done anything wrong. In fact, I don't really remember too many times that my daddy paddled me. He didn't paddle me very much, but I remember that time. And he explained to me what had happened he said, well, I was driving home from the office, and I saw you not walking with your sister. Well, I knew my sister and I had been downtown. I don't know if we went down and bought some candy, probably something like that. And I said, "But Daddy, I was walking with my sister." And he said, "No, you weren't. You were way far ahead of her, and she was way behind you. You have to take care of her. You have to make sure that she doesn't get in trouble. She's too little to know what she's supposed to do and what she isn't supposed to do." Well, I hadn't realized how important it was to take care of my sister. Flash forward another, it would be another 5 years. 5 years later, we had moved. My daddy had died, and my mommy had moved to the big city of Dayton, and she had to get a job. And she was teaching in the high school. Well, she was actually a librarian, but we call it teaching. And so when school got out, I was the oldest and had to make sure everybody got home. But my youngest brother, at that point, he was too young to go to regular school, so he went to preschool, which was quite a ways away. It was about a mile from our house. And so every day after school, I would walk to where the preschool was, and I would pick up my little brother David, and I would take him by the hand, and we would walk back to our house every day. Now, it was just something that we did. I didn't realize at the time that there weren't very many junior high students who walked their baby brother or baby sister home. But I had learned a long time ago from my daddy that I was responsible for making sure my baby brother and my baby sister were safe. You see, God uses experiences like that to teach us what is right and what is wrong. Now, mommies and daddies can't be with us every minute. Teachers can't be with us every minute. But God is with us every minute. And so he puts his own spirit within us. And that spirit is like a thought in our mind. And that thought in our mind tells us what are the right things to do and warns us when we're about to do a wrong thing. When we're about ready to go skipping on ahead and paying no attention to our little sister who doesn't know how dangerous roads are. and needs someone to help her cross the street. In every way, God is always saying to us, by the thoughts in our head, this is a good thing to do. This is not a good thing to do. And every time that God does that, he's doing it so we could have the best life possible. And so when he says something to us like, now is the time to play, wow, that's the time to let go, to have fun, to enjoy. And when he says, now is the time to pick up and put away, then we learn to do that too, which of course is never quite as much fun. But in every experience, God is teaching you how you can have a wonderful life. Let me pray for you. Dear Jesus, I thank you for these boys and girls. I thank you that you are using so many experiences to teach them about you, that you're using the words of their mommies and daddies and teachers and grandmas and grandpas and even the words of their friends, so they might know what's the good way to live. And I pray for them that they would only live a good life and only make choices which are good for them as well as what are good for everyone else. Amen.